What if I told you that you don't have to learn any more than what you already know regarding how to manifest more money? What if I told you that more learning without application does you no good? In other words, if you went to school to be a cardiovascular surgeon and you never saw one patient, or you never apply anything that you learn in medical school, what good is that education? Or let's say that you went to school to become a minister, a reverend, a spiritual guru of some sort, and then you decided to either never work or never preach or teach a message. Is that any good? Absolutely not, right? So I know that some of you may be saying, yeah, I know what that's all about. When I was younger, I went to bartending school and I thought I was going to make some extra cash as a bartender. Or I got my real estate license. I tried it for a couple of months, didn't make any money. So listen up. Today, I'm going to talk to you about how to rewire your brain to become financially free. And I'm going to share something with you that you may have learned to a certain degree, even in high school, perhaps in college, or if you've ever listened to a financial empowerment speaker like myself, or a neuroscientist, or a psychologist or psychiatrist, you might have heard this. And I'm going to talk to you about rewiring your brain and why it is easier than you think. And it is easier because it requires practice, it requires developing a new habit. Hello, today's show is specifically for any and all women that are out there who have a business. Perhaps we might call you a small businesswoman or a heart center entrepreneur, and you want to manifest more money. Perhaps you've been in business for over 5 years and everybody says that what you have sounds great. And you know in your heart that your solutions, products, services are awesome solutions for your ideal client, but you're either not selling enough or perhaps are not satisfied with the degree of financial success that you've attained over the past 5+ years. If that is you, listen up, because today I want to share a hard truth. And the hard truth is that you don't need to learn more. What do I mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is that you cannot out strategize a limited self identity. By the way, if you're watching for the very first time, make sure that there in the chat, wherever you're watching, that you please tell me where you're watching. Where in social media? Are you on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube? Where? Also, tell me where in the world you are. If you don't know me by now, my name is Evie Diaz of evdiaz.com, with the simplest method of manifesting financial freedom, the FAB money scripting method. And for some of you who may know me by now, you know that I'm a financial empowerment speaker, financial trauma healer, and author. And today, I really wanted to explain for perhaps the women that are out there looking for yet another money manifesting mentor, guru, coach, financial therapist, class, challenge, that if you don't apply what you're learning, then you shouldn't learn anymore. That's just the practical thing that makes sense, right? Would you say? Because I have found out that several of my past students consumed everything that I shared and taught them, but they haven't applied it. And that is a shame. And if you go through any of my courses, particularly my signature Abundance Accelerator Journey, and you don't practice every day the FAB money scripting method, then you're not going to probably really see the results that you intended to have when you first joined, because you're not rewiring your brain. And in order for you to learn what you are learning, you want to apply it. You want to, what I call, practice it. So now, if your subconscious programming is stuck in the past, in who you were, in your limited past self, no amount of reading, no amount of learning, no amount of sales and marketing know how, or the latest sales and marketing strategy or tactic is going to stick. I'm sorry to tell you that, because that's not the solution. The solution is to ditch the hustle harder, try something new mentality, and really dive into the neuroscience of money manifesting. And today, I really want to share with you the neuroscience of the FAB money scripting method. Now, a lot of heart centered female entrepreneurs really fall into the trap of more. I got to learn more. I got to do more. And that's really a trap, because if you want to truly become financially free and consistently and consciously manifest more money, you want to understand the neuroscience of identity. And not just any identity, but you want to understand your identity, your past identity, and the identity that you want to create, so that you want to heal the financial trauma and financial stress, and release the old limited self that is really sabotaging your business success, that is sabotaging your sales. When you understand the science of the FAB money scripting, you're going to understand that you can indeed rewire your brain for success. Okay. And so let me go ahead and share with you a little bit about what I'm talking about, directly, by the way, from my Abundance Accelerator Journey, which is my signature proprietary course. And the first thing I'm going to share with you, I'm going to share with you an image that is inside of our Abundance Accelerator that recently I shared with some of my friends on social media, because I really wanted to start to share with people what this means. I'm going to show you the image, and then I'm going to go and explain it to you to the best of my ability. Now, I am not a neuroscientist, nor do I play one on TV or anywhere else. But I do want to show it to you, because I think this is so important that we learn this. And so let me make sure that I make this as big as I possibly can, because I really want you to see this, okay? So this is what I'm going to be sharing with you. Let's see if I can put it a little bigger so you can see it better. And you'll see this, by the way, if you visit my Facebook profile. I actually shared it in there. And then, of course, for our uh, members of our free Facebook group, this is also in there. So if you want to join our free Facebook group, you are welcome to check it out, because I do want you to see this. Okay. This is the science of the FAB money scripting method. It's how to rewire your brain from the past limited identity so that you can become financially free. And this I explain better when I share with you the science of the FAB, which I'm going to share right now, because I really want you to understand it. And what I did is, for 2026, since our course, the Abundance Accelerator Journey, is being improved as it is every year, because every time that we get new students joining and I joined, I like to always go ahead and like review it and go through it again. And I want to share with you what I've put together, because I really believe that once you see this, you'll have a better understanding of why the learning by itself without application is not the ticket to success. The ticket to success is the actual application. Now, for some reason, my internet is very slow, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you about it because I want to make sure that you really understand what I want to share with you. And the internet is not cooperating. It might be Google Drive because I have it in a Google Drive instead of sharing it with you from the. When I said that, it decided to work. So let's take a look at it. Let me make sure I share it with you now. Right? I'm going to share this with you. And by the way, if you want this, just message me and I'll show you where it is on social media. And then, of course, if you really want to begin applying this, which is really the secret, no real secret, but it is really the success you're going to have is by applying it. Okay, so I think that's pretty good and that is pretty big in there, right? So let me make sure I bring this up a bit so that you can see it. Okay. And here it is, the science behind the FAB money scripting method. So many people, if not most people, view money manifesting as wishful thinking or woo-woo, something mystical, something abstract. However, I like to talk about money manifesting from the neuroscience perspective, because when you begin applying the FAB money scripting method each and every day, like a good habit, and by the way, no secret that for you to transform your identity, you must take on new, better habits. If you ask a successful person what they do, they will tell you they have several ongoing daily habits that they practice to help them achieve success in life and in business. So I'm not a habit expert, but your habits will make or break you. So what happens when we talk about manifesting uh, in terms of neuroscience? We look at the process of neuroplasticity. And why is this important for us to look at it? Well, because when we understand neuroplasticity, we understand that our brain is not fixed, it is malleable. It is continuously being shaped by our thoughts, our emotions, and where you place your attention. You've heard the saying, right? Where your attention goes, right? So you want to pay attention to where your attention is going, because that is growing in your subconscious mind and manifesting in your life. Now, this method, the FAB money scripting method of manifesting financial freedom, really moves you from the past limited identity to the empowered identity of what we call around here your financially free fatpreneur future self, by leveraging three specific neurological principles: synaptic potentiation, emotional salience, and reticular filtering. Now, I want you to look at this because I really wanted to share and explain this to other women who have joined our courses, classes, and the Abundance Accelerator in particular, because I want them to move away from surface level understanding to understanding the science behind it. So the neural formula is the rewiring of the brain. The foundation of this method really relies on what is called Ebb's law, which is a fundamental neuroscience principle that states neurons that fire together wire together. You have probably by now heard that. So every time you think, I'm struggling with money, a neural pathway is strengthened. To change your financial reality, you must weaken those old pathways and build new wealthy ones. But guess what? we've heard of neuroplasticity, and yet a lot of people are not manifesting money consistently. Well, the reason I believe that is because repetition alone is slow and it's not enough. So, to speed up the process, what I put together in the FAB formula is repetition plus high emotion equals accelerated neuroplasticity. Now, let me just go ahead and share what that means. When you practice daily, the FAB money scripting, you're not just, and let me just move this out so you can see it better, okay, so that you could understand what I'm writing. Okay, let me put it up here. So you're not just writing words, you are physically altering the neural landscape of your brain to create a baseline for money. Now, the feeling part, which is step number one in the FAB, is feel actions, align actions, and being. So it takes to account your feelings, your align actions, and the way you are being so that you can become. So the feelings, that's where the amygdala connection comes in. In the FAB, F stands for feelings. This is not just poetic. It's not for poetic effect, by the way. It is a biological requirement for rapid learning. So the neural information is easily forgotten by the brain. However, when you tag that information with strong emotions, it prioritizes that information. So here's the science as I understand it. When you generate the feeling of being financially free, or your financially free future self, you bring up feelings of joy, relief, freedom while you're scripting, while you're writing. So you activate the amygdala, the emotional center, alongside the hippocampus, which is your memory center. And what happens as a result? The result is that your brain now tags this new financial identity as high priority. And it signals your nervous system this matters. And it encodes it. Okay, it encodes it and makes it your truth. It says, oh, this is my truth, right? So by now you've heard of the RAS, the reticular activating system. I am describing it here as the search engine optimization, or the search engine. I'm going to tell you why. So when you are money scripting, you are helping yourself to manifest more money, because you are, in fact, reprogramming your reticular activating system, your RAS. The RAS, as I understand it, is a bundle of nerves at your brainstem that acts as a filter. It blocks out millions of bits of data so you aren't overwhelmed. And it's letting you know what it believes to be relevant for you to focus on, for your identity, for your survival. So the old identity of money is hard, I have to work hard for money, your RAS will literally filter that out for opportunities of wealth, consistent money, because otherwise, they don't match the search criteria that your brain, your reticular activated system, is looking for. So, the fabpreneur, or the financially free fabpreneur identity, what happens is that by repeatedly scripting your financially free fabpreneur future self, you are indeed reprogramming your RAS, your reticular activating system. So, what happens as a result of that? You begin to see opportunities, potential collaborations, money making ideas that were there all along, but were previously invisible to you because you weren't focused on it. Your reticular activating system was not seeing them because you hadn't put that data in, that search engine term, if you will. So now what happens, that you begin making wealth safe, right? You start telling your brain that it is safe for you to attract and manifest money. Okay, so remember, the brain's primary job is survival. And to the primitive brain, safety equals familiarity. So you want to make the things that you want to manifest, the money, the financial freedom, feel familiar to you. If wealth, success, or visibility feels unfamiliar to your nervous system, your subconscious mind will self sabotage to get you back to the safety of the struggle. How about that? That's right. By using and practicing the FAB money scripting method every day, you are what I'm calling identity rehearsing. You're writing the story of your day as you would like it to unfold. You're making the state of you being financially free, wealthy, rich, however you want to define it, familiar. Okay? So your nervous system is starting to adjust. It's more familiar to your nervous system. So you're training your brain that having money is safe. It's okay for you to have money, to have more money, to make more money. You are training your nervous system that being a financially free fabpreneur is your home because that is safe. There's safety there. So to summarize it, you want to move from believing that just saying positive affirmations or being positive or thinking that just you have to have willpower, that you have to learn more, that that's going to by itself help you. Because neuroscience shows that behavior follows identity, not motivation. You cannot force lasting change through willpower alone, through feeling positive, through learning without application. Okay, so the FAB money scripting method is not about acting as if or pretending per se each and every day. You are rehearsing. You're rehearsing in your body, and you're doing that by writing, reprogramming, right? Rehearsing, rewiring your neural pathways through repetition with emotion to accelerate the belief, the emotion in your body, and to open your perception to abundance through the RAS, the reticular activating system. So when your internal identity changes, your external reality will match it. I want you to know that it is possible for you. And, I'm not going to go through the image because I want you to look at it and hopefully you will understand it when you look at the image that AI made for me, where it explains the neural formula. Then it goes into what I'm calling the three scientific levers, which is the emotional salience, the RAS, and the identity rehearsal. And as a result, it's the transformation. You move from your old brain, now that you rewire it, your old identity, to becoming your financially free fabpreneur future self. If you want to learn more and start really, really transforming your brain, your subconscious mind, make sure to visit evds.com. By visiting evds.com, you will see that I have several assessments that you can take. You will also notice that there are several what do you call it? Several pieces of resources, definitions. I also have the Ask and Receive Challenge coming up that you could check out to begin really the process of rewiring your brain by practicing this method each and every day for 5 days. So if you want to check it out, go to evds.com, ask and receive. A couple of things really fast before I leave you. We have an upcoming event this Thursday at 4 o'clock. It's our financial freedom hour where our Fabpreneurs community gathers together to connect. And this week we have three major announcements that we're making. I'll let you in on one. The first one is that we're announcing who are the speakers for our upcoming Friday, March 6th International Women's Day celebration. It is a virtual event of small business women, and we have a few women that have applied. And if you want to apply, you have until Wednesday to apply because I am closing the panel. So the deadline to apply is Wednesday because I am announcing the speakers on Thursday. What that means is that today is Monday. You have today, tomorrow, and Wednesday to apply, and also to email me to schedule a one-on-one session to go over the speaker partnership opportunity, because that's what I'm calling, and that's what it is a speaker partner opportunity. So if you want to speak at our event, make sure that you visit fabpreneurs.com and you apply to speak today, and email me directly on my website at evds.com, because we must have a conversation to talk about the partnership. Make sure that you join us on Thursday and be there. You must be present at the meeting on Thursday at 4 o'clock. If you applied as a speaker, if you want to be a speaker, or if you want to in any way collaborate or work together in the Friday, March 6th International Women's Day event. I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to seeing you in our virtual meeting on Thursday, because I know that if you're watching this, whether on the live or the replay, we are meant to connect, and I want us to connect. For now, I'm Evie Diaz of evds.com, the expert on the simplest method of manifesting financial freedom, the FAB money scripting method, and the host of the International Women's Day celebration on Friday, March 6th. I look forward to seeing you this Thursday at 4 o'clock in our Financial Freedom Hour for our Fabpreneurs Community Connections gathering. If you have any questions, please feel free to visit evds.com. Thank you for watching. For now, bye.